Hey, so in today's video, I'm going to share with you how I learned about the power of persistence. Here's a hint. It involves pain and bloody knuckles. So keep watching. Hey, it's Agustin Jr. here in Las Vegas, and while I'm waiting for my girlfriend, I want to share a quick but powerful story of how I learned about persistence. You see, when I was in high school, I just loved sports and any kind of physical activity. So usually on the weekends, I'm with my dad at the gym, and he coached at a local basketball clinic, which I also attended. Well, in the morning from 8 to 10 and 10 to 12, he helped to coach the younger players, and my session wasn't until 12 noon. So while I'm sitting there just hanging out, waiting for my session to begin, I noticed that the door to the gym, the boxing gym, was open. So I went in to go look if anyone was there, and I just found out that I was the only one in the gym and I had it all to myself. Now, I always wanted to learn how to master the speed bag. If you're familiar with boxing, you may have seen this little inflatable bag suspended from a circular wooden platform and basically swivels back and forth when you hit it. So since I had about 4 hours until my basketball practice, I figured it was a perfect opportunity to learn how to do it, right? Now, I've seen others do it before, but I had no idea what I was doing. All I had was a picture of how it worked. And so basically I just went ahead and tried it. And if anyone was secretly watching me, they probably would have had a great laugh, because I know it wasn't a pretty sight. It felt like I had no control over my movements or my body, and kind of like trying to walk for the first time. So as I was trying to make sense of the bag, I knew 2 hours had passed already because I could hear the first group of players leaving the gym. And by this point, I didn't even stop once to take a break, and I was covered and dripping with sweat. But I was starting to progress, and I figured out a little rhythm to the bag. So now I could feel my hands starting to itch real bad, but I just couldn't stop going at it because I could see myself getting better, and I knew I was getting closer to figuring it out. I noticed that there was a sound of a beat when you hit the bag just right, and so I started listening to that pattern and syncing my movements to the sound of that beat. You see, the bag travels so quick that you actually have to start swinging your fist forward as the bag is swiveling back away from you. You would think to hit it as it's coming towards you, but it's moving so fast that you actually have to anticipate it being there before it's there. Otherwise, you'll break the rhythm of the bag, or you'll miss the whole bag completely. So now by that time, I was starting to get the rhythm of it, and it was actually getting a lot easier. I started hitting it harder and going faster and faster, and I totally lost track of time, and I could hear the second group of basketball players leaving the gym. So I ran out and stopped to get a quick drink of water, and my hands were burning. Like it felt like it was on fire. While I was drinking at the fountain, I noticed that my hands were covered with blood. I didn't even notice that I ripped the skin off from punching the bag. I guess it's probably why the boxers wrap their hands or wear gloves, right? So of course I had to go to the bathroom, clean off my hands, and as soon as the water hit it, that's when the pain set in. But you know what? It was worth it. So now imagine if I had a trainer or someone who already knew how the speed bag worked. I probably would have figured it out a lot faster, right? And they would have probably told me to wrap my hands or put on some gloves too. You see, with your business, it's kind of the same thing. Maybe you started off not knowing what you were doing and actually went through a lot of pain, a struggle, and frustration, and even got a little bloody. So now imagine if you had a team or a group of mentors that can actually show you how they did it and show you how it worked. Do you think maybe you could get past the frustration, the overwhelm, or confusion, and probably figure things out a whole lot faster? Well, if that makes sense, then I would like to invite you to a free webinar where I'm revealing the 5 shortcuts to avoiding frustration, confusion, and overwhelm while earning $500 to $1,000 or more every week. Go ahead and click on the link, put your name and email to register for your seat, and I'll see you in that webinar.